From the moment humans first gazed up at the night sky and wondered about our place in the universe to the day we launched the first crewed rocket into orbit, we have always looked outward for life. And now with technology that can analyze light waves and detect possible chemical compositions from hundreds of light years away, it seems like we're closer than ever to making first contact. But what if we are searching in the wrong way? What if the key to finding extraterrestrial life is not out there, but right here all along? Because this may sound crazy, but according to NASA scientists, Earth may actually be the only planet in the Milky Way capable of sustaining life. In fact, NASA has recently announced that it will be sending a spacecraft to Saturn's largest moon, Titan, which is the only moon in the solar system that is known to have a substantial atmosphere and bodies of liquid on its surface. The mission is expected to launch in the mid-2020s and will help scientists learn more about the origins of life on Earth. Yep, you heard that right. Just one. It all began when the Curiosity rover landed on Mars and started exploring Gale Crater. Others argue that life is inevitable given the right conditions. But there is no evidence to suggest that life actually did arise on Mars. By studying the crater, we can learn more about the history of our own planet and the conditions that allowed life to thrive on it. After all, both Earth and Mars were battered by asteroids early in their history. Studying how life may have evolved on Mars gives us clues about how it may have evolved on Earth. Earth has all the ingredients for life as we know it, including a thick atmosphere, ample water, and lots of energy. Earth is in the habitable zone of the solar system, which means it's not too hot and not too cold. If we can figure out what makes Earth so unique, it will help us protect it and preserve it for future generations. It will also help us in our search for extraterrestrial life. By studying Earth, we can better understand the conditions that are necessary for life to thrive, and that knowledge will help us identify planets in the habitable zone of other stars that may also be suitable for life. It also has a magnetic field that protects it from harmful radiation from the sun. But there may be other factors at play as well. Some scientists believe that Earth's particular geology may play a role in its ability to sustain life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. For example, the constant recycling of nutrients through the rock-water atmosphere organism cycle may be one reason why life on Earth has been able to thrive for so long. But it also has something else that scientists don't fully understand, which is the ability to sustain life over long periods of time. Other planets may have had all the right ingredients at one point, but they couldn't sustain life for more than a few billion years. And we need to figure out why if we want to continue living on it. Earth, on the other hand, has been sustaining life for over 4 billion years. And scientists don't know why. Even if it did, it's unlikely that it would have survived for long. Gale Crater had an atmosphere that was several times thicker than Earth's atmosphere today, as well as higher levels of carbon dioxide and methane. It also had more energy available from both the sun and the geothermal vents. Basically, all the ingredients were there for life to evolve. See, Mars is a cold, dry desert today. Well, scientists don't have a definitive answer to this question yet, but they have some theories. One theory is that life on Mars may have been wiped out by an asteroid impact, which is ironic because the impact that formed Gale Crater was probably responsible for creating life there in the first place. Another theory is that life on Mars may have simply run out of energy when the planet cooled down and its atmosphere became too thin. So any life that evolved there would have likely gone extinct when the planet cooled down and its atmosphere became too thin to support it. Gale Crater is a massive impact structure located in the northern hemisphere of Mars. According to NASA, it formed around 3.5 billion years ago when an asteroid or a comet slammed into the red planet. The impact was so powerful that it blasted away the top layer of Mars's crust, exposing the mantle below. And if that's true, then we need to find out why so we can protect our beautiful blue marble. But it's actually a good thing, because it turns out that the stuff in the Martian mantle is really good at creating the conditions necessary for life as we know it. Instead, we mean that the conditions were suitable for life as we know it to evolve. For example, the presence of liquid water and organic molecules suggests that the ingredients for life were definitely there. However, whether or not life actually arose under these conditions is another matter. See, when the asteroid hit Mars, it released a bunch of gases that were trapped in the mantle, including carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and water vapor. These gases formed a thick atmosphere that trapped heat and created a greenhouse effect. The atmosphere also contained a lot of nitrogen, which is essential for life on Earth, and it wasn't just the atmosphere that was hospitable. The impact also created lakes of liquid water and hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, which are places where hot water mixes with cold water to create energy. All of these things together created an environment that was similar to the one on early Earth, complete with rain, rivers, lakes, oceans, and even lightning. Welcome back, everyone. Here today we'll talk about the world's biggest crater, which is more significant than you think. We will also discuss why NASA scientists say that our planet is unique. So stay with us till the end. So make sure to leave a thumbs up after watching this video. Let's begin. Before we get into the details, let me tell you this. There are over 100 billion Earth-like planets in our galaxy that could support life. There are some planets similar to Earth, but they are rare. Scientists believe that even though there are countless Earth-like planets out there, the chances of finding life on them are slim, because life may not have evolved on those planets the way it did on Earth. Moreover, most planets outside of our solar system are tidally locked to their stars, meaning one side of the planet is scorching hot while the other side is freezing cold. Hence, it makes it impossible for life to flourish on such planets. This was revealed by researchers at the University of Toronto. They made this discovery after studying data from NASA's Planet Hunting Kepler Space Telescope. However, scientists have long suspected that there are probably a lot more planets out there that could potentially harbor life, but they haven't been able to find them yet, because our current technology isn't advanced enough to detect small planets orbiting in the habitable zones of their stars. According to scientists, most exoplanets are gas giants more massive than Jupiter. However, despite all these challenges, scientists are still searching for signs of life elsewhere in the universe. But let's go back to the main topic. Why does NASA believe that Earth is the only planet that can support life? Now this might sound like a bad thing, and what do we mean by that? Well, we don't mean that there were aliens or dinosaurs walking around on Mars. According to some scientists, life on Earth may have arisen by pure chance. The reason we're talking about all this is that Gale Crater on Mars is basically a time machine that takes us back billions of years to when the red planet was still warm and wet. In fact, NASA believes that conditions in Gale Crater were more favorable for life than those on early Earth. So why didn't life evolve on Mars, or if it did, why did it go extinct? But what does this mean for Earth? Well, for starters, it shows us that our planet is truly special. It could be that Earth's unique position in the solar system is what has allowed life to thrive on it. Whatever the reason, Earth is clearly a special planet. And it's important that we understand why. In short, Earth is the only planet we know of that can support life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up before you go.